Hey guys, okay, one more video, one more idea for the day. Again, I hope you guys know with all of this, they're just ideas. None of this is required. This is just if you find yourself needing to switch something up or struggling with a certain activity or whatever, then you can take these ideas or adapt them, change them. Okay, so I've been having conversations again with some of you about questions and what questions work and what don't, maybe how to get some more response out of the kids, especially in these first couple weeks when they're not as interactive yet. If you find yourself having that experience, sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes they're just great from the beginning, and that's awesome. So one idea is to write down on a piece of paper some questions that you find do work, and maybe you ask one and you get some good response out of it. Write that down and keep it on a piece of paper. It could be, or in the notes section on your laptop or your phone or whatever. What I would do is have that paper with you just next to your computer, on the podium or somewhere close by. And when you find yourself, needing to ask a question or thinking like, I just need to spice this up a little bit, you can kind of, you can pull a question from that, reference sheet of some questions that you have found to work in the past. Okay, so I've put together like 10 questions that I find myself asking pretty routinely, and I'll share that in the GroupMe. And I've left some blanks there so you can add in your own questions as well, if it's helpful, that you can come back to. So just when it comes to questions, some principles that I find helpful, I mentioned these two things in our training on Sunday, and I'll be brief here, but is being curious. So find yourself, being genuinely interested in what they have to say, even if maybe you don't totally understand or maybe even agree at first, and say things like, wait, that's really interesting. Tell me more about, what you're saying, or what did you say right there? You had this word, and I think that's a good word. Tell me about it. Why'd you choose that word? Or I see something's on your face right now. I know you didn't raise your hand, but I feel like there's something in there. What would you have to say? Be curious as you're sitting up there. Be curious what they would say, and let them know, right? And then the second idea, and I mentioned this as well, is to be somewhat skeptical in that, push them a little bit when they give an answer and say, okay, wait, let's pretend like I don't have faith, or I don't have a testimony, or I haven't felt that before. What would you tell me? Or, hey, let's say that I've tried what you're talking about and I still haven't had, the life-changing experience. What would you say? Or, something along those lines of, do you actually believe God answers prayer? How do you know that? That kind of a thing. And those types of questions, I think, can go a long way. They'll feel your genuine, your genuineness when you're asking questions. And the more that you can be authentic and curious in what you're asking, I think the better that they'll feel that, and the better they'll respond. So anyways, create some sort of question sheet, some sort of cheat sheet you can have close by. Maybe it's on a notepad, and you just keep that stuck on your laptop. Maybe it's in a note section on your phone. Maybe it's someplace else that's helpful. And then just have some questions that are go-tos that you can kind of pull from whenever you're needing to get some more movement. So anyways, use it if it's helpful. Toss it if it's not. You guys are awesome.